we're going to talk about the Giza discovery. I kind of have some thoughts, more thoughts than I did this morning about it. I'll just get over there and pull up some photos. Oh, this is not on right now. Oh, we'll leave that off. Here's this first photo, and then we're gonna talk about this. This is really fascinating right here. How much bigger can we make this? Maybe we can kind of go to there. Look at this. Inside the Great Pyramid of Khufu. So this is the biggest pyramid, and that's the green there is the Grand Gallery, and this was that empty space they found like 10 years ago, but this stuff is all brand new here. And I don't know why, I don't know what's going on with the stepping. Why would it be stepped like that? And well, this here, in my opinion, is a coupled oscillator with the Earth, because there's 5 layers, and every layer of granite blocks is 70 ton. So we're looking at like 12, so 840 tons of stuff. Let me see here with this photo. Here's another photo showing the step stuff here. And they're kind of level. Well, I'm just going to come out and say it. Hydrogen. And what I think is going on is it definitely makes electricity. This here is, you know, obviously these are super interesting. Oops, I went the wrong direction here. The coil, people are thinking that could be a stairway. I don't think it is a stairway. I think this is for water, because the blue is the well, and these are 1,800 feet down, which is like kind of a quarter mile or 1/3 of a mile deep. And I think what this is somehow this is water runoff. Like, look at how it does this horseshoe thing. It doesn't make sense. It's some kind of catch. Like, this is a rainwater catch, maybe. And so this here, the spiral is not a stairway. It's a way for the water not to create erosion as it falls in here. So this allows it to go down slowly. And then this bottom is really weird and suspicious. Oops, didn't go back. Let me go back. All these circular things are going the same direction. This like they're. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, clockwise or counterclockwise, they're all in the same direction. So they're all in. You only need one staircase. Why would you need a staircase on every one? You wouldn't. So I don't think it's a staircase. I think it's for the water to slowly go in here. Then there's a huge reservoir. So I started thinking, is this just a water cauldron? a water reservoir. But what I think it is, somehow it's for hydrogen. This is all about electricity, because this thing here, the house with the 7 layers. Maybe I have another picture of it. Those are granite blocks, and they're going to make 800 tons each layer, and they're on 2 pillars, and so they would flex. And it's the flexing that makes electricity. Let's say this green thing here is making lots of electricity, because it's coming out of the rocks. When this is humming and vibrating, there's going to be a lot of electricity here. Maybe these corridors somehow pick up the electricity and bring it down. 1, 2, 3. It's very, also, the size of the corridors is, I think these are waveguides. I just don't know. Nobody knows. So my thinking on this is, well, with electricity, could it be it's not desalination. I think what they're doing is the pyramid makes a little bit of electricity. Then they could be making hydrogen to go kaboom, and that would really rattle those layers of 800 tons, and that would make it maybe it's a hydrogen vibration engine, and the exploding hydrogen vibrates the rocks even more. So the earth will get it started. Maybe even just static electricity is enough to create a gas of hydrogen that floats up, and then a spark happens in there, because on the Queen's chamber there's these 2 shafts, and in the middle is a door with 2 little fingers like this, and that looks like a spark gap to me. Hey, Gamarama. So what's really sad is we're probably just never going to know. But it's really fascinating to know that these... I think it's a hydrogen motor. And it's all about vibrating the piezoelectric. I don't know if you saw this, but you know, this is pretty interesting. Maybe I can come closer here. This is I mean, those columns are straight up awesome for sure, but this is, let me make this bigger for us. That is spectacular. To know this is inside. And what's in this big room? And it's symmetrical. So the symmetry has some importance to something. And then they have this little slope here. Oh, and here, look, see this green line right here? That's what I think lights it off. So the hydrogen, the static electricity builds up, eventually it builds up an electrical charge, and then it lights off the hydrogen. So then the King's chamber goes kaboom, and it tries to lift it up, and then it settles, and then this makes a lot of electricity, and maybe maybe that electricity flows into the subchamber and creates electrolysis, and more hydrogen floats up, and then you wait a minute and it goes kaboom, and that thing lifts up again. This lifts up. That just needs to vibrate, and that will make, because it's granite, red granite. And these little right here, these little things are like 8 inches by 8 inches. And it's very particular, their precision. Hi, Kino. All right, let's look at these tubes. So here's what I find interesting. The tubes go to the ground level. Here's a passageway that leads to, like, water could come in here and it would start going down around. What's this? This is like, maybe it's a filter. Maybe this is like a junk collector, but it stops. You wouldn't want to fall in here. And then the blue is like the precious water. It doesn't make sense. It's just, the level of engineering to even accomplish this is monumental. 5,600, 3. Yeah, so that 1,800 feet is about 1/3 of a mile. And it's about 40 meters across, that tube. So that could be 120 feet. These are massive columns. Still don't know what they're doing with the electricity. My best guess is a Stargate. They're creating a high voltage for a Jacob's ladder thing. It just makes, they could be using it to make monoatomic gold. So they could have bars of gold, and then they could put the electricity on the gold in water, and then turn the gold, solid gold, into atoms of gold. And apparently, if you eat powdered gold, well, there's no apparently, it's my own theory, it could be the cure for like immortality. Because the Smurf man, he drank colloidal silver, and so the silver went in all his cells, and then it oxidized and he turned blue, like a dark blue. Well, that just proves that the human body is going to absorb the monoatomic metal. And since gold doesn't tarnish, and gold isn't toxic, maybe when we have a little atom of gold next to our human cell, it vibrates a little bit and it provides health. They found vases, many vases of powdered white powder, and it was monoatomic gold. So maybe they're using the electricity to make monoatomic gold. The whole world is going to be like, what the hell? Some guy was remote viewing it, and he came up with these cylinders. Let me show you. Whoa. Here's an interesting period. Look at that underground stuff right there. There probably wasn't all this dirt long ago. Maybe the Great Flood did that. Wow, that's a hidden chamber. Look at that. Yeah, I like this water thing here. That kind of makes a little maybe sense during the Great Flood. Hmm. Well, maybe we can use AI to get the answer here. One guy remote viewed it. Anyways, he had some. Ooh, look at that chair. Look at that bottom. Gold. Ooh, that's a fancy looking chair. Wow. I saw King Tut exhibit when I was a kid. Hmm. Electricity from matter movement. Well, there's the piezoelectric effect where crystals, if you vibrate crystals, they make electricity. Piezo is the Greek word for squeeze. So if you squeeze the crystal, out comes electricity. Or if you put electricity on the crystal, it will squeeze itself. That's how the lighter works on the barbecue. When you push the button, it goes click. It smashes a crystal and then it puts out like 10,000 volts. Let me hit. I did Gaza discoveries. Oops, need a little power here. Took Mercedes off the trailer today. Everything went good. This is interesting. That's a person right here. Like just the scale of things, it's huge. I think maybe had this had something had to do with water. Um, maybe there was a little bit of a water. Oh, you can maybe pump water with just high voltage. Maybe there's a way to do that. Yeah, I hope it's revealed in our lifetime too. Look at this one. Look at that. That's a stone that has a cut mark on it. I I believe the oh, this is the guy. This is what I'm looking for. This guy remote viewed this. So he saw it. Who is this? First image, we have a rendering of the alleged new discovered Kaffa pyramid in Giza. Second image we have is a sketch from Joe McMoneagle, aka Remote Viewer number one from Project 8200 of structures he remote viewed. Probably just a coincidence. Oh, this is no way a coincidence. Like he got it. He nailed it. I mean, he doesn't have the pointy things, but the spirals, he definitely saw something. Let's Joe McMogle. I'm gonna try to Google his name here. Remote viewing. Oh, for the army. That's awesome. Oh, he's got a lot of books too. Oh, oh wow! Look at this. Hmm. And look at that one. Looks like he found a house somewhere. Why is he got atomic numbers here? What's that about? And then this one here. That's really interesting. Wow, here's another interesting. With bells in a certain pattern. Yeah. Well, it's really nice he's sharing his experience with the world. He's so old. He's not going to be here forever. Maybe the Martian people. He was on one of those podcasts. I kind of saw the same exact pattern meditating on mescaline. I saw it in the gears and the universe or something. It's a portal, but also a weapon like a Death Star. Solar. Yeah, I spent a couple hours one weekend trying to grasp scalar energy, and you have two waves like this. So one beam of the double wave, and then another beam, and where they intersect is the point of power. And you can either heat up the region or you can cool down the region. Like, I don't know how the cooling works, but also they think that that's what the Tunguska explosion was. Is Nikola Tesla sent so much energy that it exploded the air. I wish I had more time to go down this rabbit hole. Wayne, you sometimes have to scroll up a bit in chat in order to get the context. Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah, this guy worked on something called Project Stargate. Well, other than this was kind of the biggest news of the day. Uh, they were kind of floating that maybe Trump will do a third term. I don't know. I didn't wake up till noon. I was up till 4 in the morning. Um, Gold is also basically in all phones and computers, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. They use it. I think gold has the highest electric flow, and it doesn't tarnish. And silver's number two, then copper. Hmm. But the pyramids did have vases of monoatomic gold. So the only way to make monoatomic gold is you have solid gold, then you put it on positive and negative leads inside water, and then with electrolysis, you separate the gold into its atomic components. The pyramids were built by aliens. Remote viewed it. Farsight Institute did it, and praying mantis, 8 foot tall, was growing humans in an underground chamber, and the humans were doing all the heavy pushing. There was no lifting. Everything was levitated. I think the way to levitate a rock, I've actually seen rocks levitated with high voltage, so I know it's possible. So what I would do is I would get 15,000 volts negative, and I would zap a rock, and then that rock, I would make the rock wet so it absorbed the electricity better, and then I would zap it, and it would probably float. All right, let me go to politically incorrect and see if there's any news story that we should be covering. Just to give you an idea of scale of UFO, there is one thing called the sun sucker. I'll pull it up. Sun sucker. It was. It's bigger than the Earth. Um, so you're gonna see right here this ball. That's 9 times bigger than the Earth. So there's a UFO out there 9 times bigger than the Earth that just flew up to the sun, and it took a drink of electricity. The sun's electricity, as far as I'm concerned, and then it flew away. So our sense of scale, we're somebody made a really gargantuan interstellar machine. Huh. Well, you never know. I mean, you got to watch these YouTube channels with an open mind, and you never know what you're going to find. Oh, this guy has a book, ERV Session Joe. Interesting. Hmm. All right, I'm going to go to politically incorrect. Like, why am I feeling sleepy? It's 8 o'clock, so that's good. Small. Oh, the JFK file released today. I'm not into that. I'll wait for other people to dig through it. Yeah, there's just not much going on. Well, I guess we're going to wrap this up. Today's Wednesday. Yeah. Well, let me thank everybody. Kina, Ricky, Tetrohedricon, Gamarama. Thanks for coming in, friends. Have a good night. See you later.